The one thing that we should stop normalizing in the Muslim community is working a 9 to 5 job and living paycheck to paycheck. There's this weird idea in the community that as Muslims, it doesn't really matter for us to be financially free, that we should just focus on our deen and forget about the temporary world. I always found that idea to be kinda wrong. A lot of people try to cope by saying, well, I'm a very non-materialistic person. I don't really care about wealth. I don't care about having a lot of money. And that's funny. If you're a non-materialistic person, you need to be trying to get rich more than anyone. I'll tell you why. Because if you think about your ideal life, just think about it. You probably want to have a very close relationship with your family. You want to take them on vacations. You want to focus on your deen, as you said. Probably want to go to mosque every day. That's what you want. And to live a life like that, there's no way that you can be working a 9 to 5. Because in the modern climate, if you're working a 9 to 5, you will have no energy to come home to your kids. Because the workforce in general is becoming more and more intense as capitalism grows. You're going to have to be working all the time. It will drain all your mental power. Physical work is getting easier, but mental work is getting more and more exhausting. Even if you come home to your kids, even if you leave your work early, let's say, you still won't have the energy to spend time with your family. Because these industries, they're draining all the juice out your head. Even if you just wanted to focus on deen, you cannot be going to mosque 5 times a day if you are working a 9 to 5. But if you're financially free, just imagine you have a stable source of income and you don't have to be working all the time. You can go to mosque 5 times a day, you'll have money to donate, and you can focus on your family. Isn't that the life you want? But how can you live that in this climate? Please explain to me, I don't understand. You know what's the most evil thing about working a 9 to 5? You can only have one God. There can only be one thing at the very top of your priorities. The people who get really committed to their job, and I've seen this personally, not from Muslims, alhamdulillah, but I've seen it from some of my friends. When we were working together, they started treating the job like a religion. They started coming to work early. At the same time, I would wake up for Fajr. They woke up to get to the job early so the boss would praise them. That's how crazy this thing is. We Muslims are different. We know Allah is the one and only God. But it still gets to some people. When you prioritize your job over other things, that's literally becoming shirky, bro, not gonna lie. Now, I'm not telling you to go quit your 9 to 5, because that would be stupid. So here's what I did. I used to work at construction. It was a hideous job, bro. I would work about 12 hours a day, but it was part-time. It was super strange. And I would just come home and I'd be miserable. Even at work, I would just be miserable the whole time. Because I was dependent on that job. That was the only source of income I had. The way I changed it in my brain, I started investing my money into different assets. When I started buying some apartments, that's when I started to feel more free. Like when I was at work, I would be like, well, I can technically leave at any time. Because I got that couple of apartments, they give me enough money to actually survive. Maybe on the bare minimum living conditions, living in a garbage bag and eating. I'm joking. But that was the only thing that I had. And that made me feel so much better about my job that I stopped feeling drained after. So just imagine that feeling, right? Like, I know it's a bit off topic, but imagine you walk into the first apartment that you bought. It's like walking into freedom, right? It's going to be producing you like 200, 300, 400 a week. That's enough to survive on the bare minimum conditions. If you follow my advice, a day will come when all your money has gone towards the right things, and now you don't actually have to work a job and your money keeps multiplying. If you don't have to work, you can literally go to mosque 5 times a day. You can go to training, you can start doing martial arts. You probably won't do it because you're a pussy. But you can just do anything you want. You can take your family on vacations. Life just becomes a whole different field. And you can focus your energy on improving yourself on things that actually matter to both you and Allah. Not to some stupid capitalist who just wants to make money from you. I am by no means one of those real estate billionaires. I'm not a financial guru. But I can explain to you how I actually got that first apartment and how I got the second one, the third one, with no riba at the age of 19. Well, I don't have time in this video to explain my entire procedure, but if you want to get into it, and as I said, I'm still a beginner, but I can teach people how to get to where I got to which is just enough to scrape by and not have to rely on a 9 to 5. So if you trust me enough, if you think I can teach you, if you like the way I present things, there's a link below in the description. It will take you to a page where you basically you can just book a consultation. On a video call, you basically come up with me. You're gonna have to explain to me a few things about your financial circumstance, what sort of job you work. If you don't have a job yet, I can definitely help with that as well. Take down everything you told me, and then I'll make a plan. We'll make it together, and then I will send it over to you. And then from there, you can actually start working on building your empire. And I will be checking up on you every week or so to make sure that you actually got what you need from the consultation. I've done this with a few people. A few people I know are already on the way to getting an apartment at such a young age. So if you're interested in that, link below in the description.